Hey, everybody, and welcome to True Crime Paranormal with the Psychic Sisters. This is Katie Weaver, and I'm here with my co anchor, sister, and partner in crime, Christy Brower. Hello.
Hello, surprise, surprise, surprise. You weren't expecting us right now, were you?
We are popping up because
Mm-hmm.
big happenings in the
Yeah.
Carleton Reserve today. The FBI headed out there this morning because Brian Laundrie's parents went out there and helped identify some belongings of his, and now they're saying that they have found human remains. So we are just getting ready to share the press conference that is happening here in just a couple of minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and get that pulled up so that we are ready.
Yes.
Let's see.
It's all very fishy. They just opened the Carleton Reserve yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Laundrie's parents supposedly told the police they were going to go and search today,
Mm-hmm.
and they just sort of walked right to a spot where they found his stuff. I don't know. It just doesn't,
Mm-hmm.
it's making my brain explode.
Yeah.
And now, I was reading on Reddit a lot of people who live in the area who say that you just do not understand how dense the swamp is with
Yeah.
you know trees and underbrush and stuff, and that
Well, I mean,
it
look
is
at it
just,
even in video.
yeah, that there are people that have been lost for years and their bodies found, and they were right off the trail because it's the mangroves and stuff. Everything is so dense here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not that surprising that this would not have been found until now. I just am
Mm-hmm.
confused as to why his parents just sort of walked right to it. Like,
Yeah. I know. It is weird. It is.
hmm,
Everybody feels like it's kind of weird. Uh, they're also saying that the water has receded a little, and that's made
hmm,
it easy to get to this spot.
it might have been flooded before, couldn't get to it. Yeah, I'd heard
Hmm.
that too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we'll see. They're saying partial human remains. So,
yeah,
even if they think it might be Brian, there's probably a good chance that they won't identify that today
yeah.
because there's definitely going to have to be some DNA testing. If this body has been in a swamp for the last 6 weeks,
Hmm.
so, well, more than that, right? When was the last day they saw Brian?
Like the 12th of
Yeah.
September,
Okay, so
12th or
about six
13th of
weeks.
September. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's been over a month.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
hope the protesters stop now too. Language of horses. I'm with you. I just want to say hi to RJ, JR. We have the trifecta here.
yay.
Empress, Amy, Language of Horses, Kiranoth, Nikki. Just want to welcome everybody. Yeah, it's fun when we get
And
to just
welcome
pop up.
Kiernoth, who is so excited to have made a live show.
Yeah, so happy to
So
have
glad
you
you did.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So we're just basically waiting right now for the FBI to take to the mic. So that's uh, that's basically all everybody knows. We know that they had set up a crime scene perimeter with tape. They've set up two tents. They have the coroner and the medical examiner on hand. They have
Hmm.
called in two different big investigation units, like
There were
mobile
cadaver
command
dogs at one
centers,
point,
cadaver dogs. Yeah.
and that there were some items identified by Brian Laundrie's parents to be his stuff.
Hmm. A backpack, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we shall see.
Yeah.
Um, you know, Several times when things have kind of come up, maybe they found him, or something. We're like, is today the day? Is today the day? And maybe today is the day that we know what happened to him. I don't know, or at least have some idea of where he has been this whole time.
Yeah.
And if this is in fact him, is it so weird how many people have been convinced that they saw him somewhere else in like a completely other state?
Yeah.
But he is a pretty basic white guy, so I can see that.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah. Hi,
Laurie,
Laurie.
welcome.
Yeah. Well, and that's it. I mean, there's been so many rumors. I mean, I was kind of laughing to myself, thinking, "Do you think that Dog is watching this from, his post in
Command center?
Colorado where he had to see the doctor about his hurt ankle, and he's,
Yeah,
got his foot up with ice on it right now, watching this play out in Carleton where he refused to look?"
yeah. Language of horses. Yes, there is a status hearing for Lori tomorrow. We will be covering it if it is available. There has been a filing to make it
To
a
seal it.
sealed
And
hearing,
it
so we don't know
probably
what's going
will
to happen.
be because it is a mental health update.
Yeah,
And so it probably will be sealed, but we'll be here for it regardless.
yeah, we'll be here and
Oh,
see
is it
what.
go time? Okay, I'm going to unmute this.
Yeah.
Afternoon, Josh Taylor with the Northport Police Department. Thank you for your continued diligence on this story, and thanks for your patience. As you know, the Northport Police Department is working investigation.
Are you getting double sound, Katie? Because I'm getting double sound.
Yes, I am.
So it's not going to be Special Agent Michael McPherson is going to make a prepared statement. There's not going to be any questions today, but hopefully it answers some of it. Thank you.
Okay.
Good afternoon. My name is Michael McPherson. I'm the Special Agent. Good afternoon. The FBI. My name is Michael McPherson. As you're aware, in charge the FBI Tampa Division, the Northport Police Department. As you're aware, our state and local law enforcement partners, the Northport Police Department, searching the area, and our state and local law enforcement partners for Brian Laundrie, searching the area of the Carleton Reserve and the murder of Brian Laundrie, a person of interest. Earlier today, the murder of Gabby Petito. Investigators found what appears to be human remains. Earlier today, along with personal investigators found what
Definitely
appears to
hearing
be human
double.
remains. Along with personal items, Brian Laundrie, such as a backpack, these items were found belonging to Brian Laundrie. Up until recently, these items were found in an area that up until recently response team have been underwater. On scene using all available evidence response team resources on scene process the using area. All available forensic likely the team resources will be on scene for several days. It's likely the team I know you have a lot will be on scene for several days. But we don't have all the answers yet. I know you have a lot of questions. We're working diligently, but we don't have all the answers yet. We are working diligently. We are grateful for the dedication and professionalism of the Northport Police Department. We are grateful for the dedication, along with our partners, and professionalism of the Northport Police Department, along with our partners from the state and local agencies. Cannot be accomplished by one complex investigations such as this. But there's just too many agencies. Cannot be accomplished by one agency alone here today. But there's just too many agencies. Portions to name them all here today. Creek Environment Park. Portions of Carleton Reserve, Mayakahatchee Creek Environment Park until further notice. Carleton Reserve this remain closed to the public and ongoing until further notice. So we ask the public active to maintain an ongoing investigation. For many law enforcement personnel, so we ask the public to maintain distance. For many law enforcement personnel, activity, equipment, the safety of the public, vehicles, and other related activity of our work. For the safety of the public, we have no additional integrity of our work. To today's activities, we have no additional comment related to today's activities. Investigative agency. And all future FBI Denver office should be directed to the lead investigative agency. We appreciate future inquiries should be directed to them. The public, we appreciate the tremendous support from the public in this investigation. We continue to ask for your assistance. Thank you. And bringing this investigation to close. Thank you.
Well, wow. That was interesting. I don't know what was going on there, but they didn't tell us much, did they? Katie, you're muted.
The echo was on their end, so I apologize for that. But yeah,
Yes.
the crowd was sure worked up.
Yeah. Well, they sure didn't tell us much either.
Yeah, Lori said the announcement is "Don't ask us." Yep, that was the announcement.
Pretty much. Yeah, they didn't really give us anything other than what we already knew. They're definitely not identifying that they have found. He didn't even say they have found a body.
No.
But I mean, come on. Well, why would the medical examiner and the coroner be on scene if they hadn't found a body?
Right.
Plus those tents that are up, they put those tents up over bodies. I mean, that's a very common thing. So
That was literally the most useless press conference I have ever seen.
Yeah, for
That's
a
even
couple of
worse
different
than the
reasons.
stuff, right? That's worse than the stuff that we've seen out of the Idaho courts these days.
Yeah, that's really too bad, but
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, Bianca, I agree. She said, I wish people had that energy for MMIW cases, right?
right? Me too.
Oh, Cami said, fill me in. So, Cami, there have been a bunch of things happen at the Carleton Reserve this morning in Florida where they've been searching for Brian Laundrie. And this morning, the news is reporting that they have found some of Brian's belongings as well as some human remains. So, and they've called in the coroner, the medical examiner, a whole bunch of FBI and mobile units.
They have these command centers, these mobile command unit things. Like it's
So,
a huge presence.
yeah. So they just did a press conference that we live streamed in order for the FBI to say, we aren't telling you anything. Bye bye.
Yeah. They took no questions, nothing.
Yeah.
But like Laurie said, why did they think everyone like that, if not wrapping up their part of the investigation? I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. So, but obviously there's going to have to be some DNA. They're saying a partial body that was, according to some news sites, in the water, and water's just receded. So, yeah.
Yeah,
We don't
and this
know.
area had been underwater until very recently. And so, yeah, so there's definitely a lot to be determined, but it does appear that it's pretty likely this is him,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
I hope for Gabby's family's sake that it is him.
Right.
That we
Alligator,
get this
right.
done.
That's what
Yeah.
a lot of people have said is that this is an incredibly dangerous place to be,
Yeah.
like, for long periods of time. You can't just stay in this place without, you know, being at high risk of
Mm-hmm.
being eaten, really.
So People is reporting that his backpack and notebook were recovered.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
There
not
was
much happened,
also
JR. They pretty much said, we're not telling you anything. Goodbye.
mhm. There was also an interesting article this morning that the Independent put out, talking about other bodies that have been found during the search for Brian, which I think
Yes.
is fascinating. Because the search for Gabby and for Brian, because we had this intensive going on, other bodies were found, which is pretty
Yeah,
amazing.
it is.
I mean, they found the guy in Wyoming that was the suicide.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in this article, they actually included the girls in Moab, which,
That doesn't make sense. No.
yeah, that doesn't necessarily apply. But at any rate, and I wish that this article was better. Honestly, it's not. Uh, but they are talking about how, this intensive search has found other human remains. And isn't that amazing that that at least has happened?
But why hasn't there been intensive searches for those people?
Yeah.
You know? I wonder if he left a note. Right. He had his notebook. It's a real question. And it's been
Yeah.
a question all along. Would he off himself?
Mm-hmm.
Is that why he went into the reserve to begin with? Or was he trying to run? If this really is him, then maybe he did off himself. I mean, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
This whole thing is so nuts. I just wish that there would be some clarity. And if he is in fact dead, how does that give closure for anybody?
Yeah.
Unless his parents finally fess up what they know.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I
Mm-hmm.
think at least for Gabby's family.
Yeah.
To just know what they know. What did he tell them, you know?
Absolutely.
You're heartbroken about the girls in Moab. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
That case is awful. And is there really anything being done to find their murderers? It doesn't seem like it.
Yeah.
If he is dead, that responsibility is on his parents, right?
Agreed.
Right.
Totally. Absolutely. Yep. Yep. Without a doubt. I hope that there is a note I do. I hope there's a note in that notebook that I don't know
Right.
if this is him. I mean, it's possible that it's not. There's, like we said, they've found other bodies in the search for him, but this just seems a little too convenient. But God, it's softly convenient that his parents walked straight to the site.
It's very strange. Because supposedly at one point, his dad went with the searchers and did tell them some things about where Brian liked to go in the reserve. I
Hmm.
mean, did they? I don't know. But they also said that this area had been underwater until recently, and
Hmm.
maybe they just couldn't get there. Right? They need to do more searches like this more often. Like, can't
Hmm.
everybody that goes missing get this kind of response?
We understand that they do through Yellowstone, they do a cadaver dog search through Yellowstone twice a year. It's not
That's
publicized and, a big deal for the public to track, but that they do, and they do frequently recover bodies.
hmm well, it's a smart thing to do because there people die in Yellowstone every year,
Yeah.
and Grand Teton National Park. That those areas they're very dangerous, and people that go into the
Yeah.
backcountry, yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
right. I want him to be alive. I want him to hear his story, right?
Yeah.
If it is him, I hope a gator ate him, right? I know, like there's this
That
part
seems
of
to
me
be
that's
very
like, yeah, I
likely.
hope he came to a bad end, and then there's this part of me that's like, but wait, there's no closure here. There's
No.
no closure for Gabby's family. I don't know.
No, but
This whole thing sucks, man.
they won't have to go through a trial,
Right?
which is also really, really terrible. I don't know. It's a double-edged sword. My husband, his theory, which I think is awesome, it totally cracks me up. His theory is that Brian's parents were so sick of his shit that they killed him and stuffed him in Carleton.
That's terrible. Also funny because
I know, it made me laugh, but
what the hell? Look at what he has put his family through, you know?
yeah, and exposed them to, yeah.
Um, the
Moab was
Moab
it a hate
case.
crime? Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what authorities think.
that's what it's pretty well known in that area that that's what people think.
Hmm.
Whew, but
Yep.
I don't know.
Oh,
This whole
exactly
thing,
what Celeste was thinking.
right?
I kind of think if his parents suspected he'd kill himself, they would not have let him go. I would agree with you, except for that just having kids just about that age, just a little bit younger. I don't know how you'd stop it.
Right.
You
I
know?
have a 25-year-old. They're gonna do what they're gonna do.
Yeah. I don't agree with the way his parents have handled this at all. But a lot of people
Mm.
have said, why did Gabby's parents let her go on this trip? They should have never let her go. And I'm like, dude, she was 23.
Yeah.
Let her.
Yeah. Nice try. try parenting young adults. See how that goes for you.
Because if she had that big plan to go, she was going to go.
Yeah.
There was no stopping her.
No. No, and that's the hard part here. They've both, they made their choices.
But I do agree with you, Bianca, that if they thought he was going to kill himself, they probably would have. Maybe Dad would have tried to go with him,
Yeah.
or they would have gotten authorities involved earlier. Like if they really thought he was heading out there to kill himself, why did they wait 3 days?
Yeah.
4 days. 4 days now. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe they thought he really was going to try to run. I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know. But none of
Yeah.
this feels right. Just doesn't feel good, man.
Agree with you. Laurie said, as parents of 20 somethings, I'd rather my kid be in jail than dead. Yeah.
Right, right.
I
Me
don't get the
too.
Laundries either, but I think I do in a sense. Not personally, but Brian was a batterer. And it has to make you wonder if he grew up in domestic violence.
Mm-hmm.
If his dad is a batterer, and if, his sister in the interview she had said that she was in a domestic violence relationship before her current marriage.
Yeah.
How likely is it that Brian's dad is a batterer? He grew up in that was normalized for him, and it's very normal for them to cover like this.
Yep.
And
Yep.
to
I think
allow
you're dead
this kind
on
of shit.
with that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think you're dead on with that.
Yep. So there you have it. And we will be back tonight, of course, with case updates. But we wanted to make sure we shared this presser for however lame ass that was.
Yeah. It was so very important, obviously. I was
Thank
really
you,
hoping that they were
FBI.
going to give us a little more than that, but
First, bad sound. Second, no information.
yeah, that double sound was something else. I don't know.
That was bad. But I know I read comments from other articles from people saying the same thing. So they had problems. Oh well. So we'll be back, and there's big updates in the Daybell case, the Murdaugh case, other cases that I can't think of right now. But
Yeah.
there's lots of stuff happening. So
Yeah.
we'll be back with all of it at 7. So in the meantime, you guys go do something fun.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This has been a pop-up production of True Crime Paranormal with the Psychic Sisters. Take care.
Bye, guys.